Detroit couple hit with nearly 20K property tax bill after buying first home. Now, I made a video about this actually when I first started doing content creation and started my YouTube channel. I think it was like my second or third video. And I literally touched on all the hidden costs of actually owning a home. Because there's a lot of back and forth and debates about renting versus owning. And I personally say it is no one size fits all. It's always a difference. Sometimes it's better to rent, sometimes it's better to own. But when you do go to purchase a home, you need to make sure you do your due diligence and really look at all the underlying costs it takes to actually own a property, because it's actually a lot more fees than you would actually imagine, and a lot of more hidden costs than the average person would know. So make sure you do your due diligence before you just purchase a home just because it sounds good.
Nobody, maybe we can absorb $100, $200, $300 a month in a change, but we're talking 1,000 plus. I don't know many households that can absorb that. It's unsustainable.
Yeah, we're not the only ones. This is happening everywhere in the city, in the suburbs, outside of Wayne County. Like it's happening everywhere, and it's not good.
Imagine this is your property tax bill, more than $19,000. It's the bill a Detroit couple was slapped with after they bought a duplex in 2024.
Yeah, something unexpected that they can't afford to pay. Historically, we know that homeowners in the city of Detroit have been paying some of the highest property taxes in the entire state. Shantae Passmore joins us now with more on what buyers need to be asking.
$19,686 a year. They better have a fucking mansion. You know what? Let me do. Let me see something. 19,000. Where my calculator at? 19,686 divided by 12. $1,640 a month. That's more than most. I'm gonna say more than most people rent, but it's more than a lot of people rent. I don't know how big their house is. I don't know how many bedrooms they got, but $1,600 a month. That's not including the mortgage that they probably have. For a $20,000 tax bill, I'm from Detroit, so I kind of know our taxes. That's a nice size house. That's probably a fucking mansion or something close to it in a good area. They probably got a 4 or 5 bedrooms, maybe even 3, but just an expensive home. $1,600 a month, including the mortgage, bro. They probably coming out of $4,000 a month just in bills. We talking about upkeep, lights, gas, water, mortgage, home insurance, because the homeowner's insurance is getting ridiculous right now. This coming from a guy who owns properties. That homeowner's insurance is getting ridiculous right now, and that's everywhere. They doing a lot of restructuring when it comes to that, man. It's getting up there. So that's not even gonna talk about that. That's probably another grand a fucking month, or $500 a month, depending on where they stay at and how big the house is and how much it's worth. Hopefully they have a good name in the system, good credit and everything, because once they get to running all your stuff, if you don't got it together here, you gonna be renting.
Well, good morning, everyone. Just drive around. You know Midtown is a hot zip code. So when a Floridian couple pondered where should they put down some roots, the Motor City just made the most sense, especially with all of the upswing in investment. Now they're concerned they're on the brink of losing their sliver of the American dream.
Goodbye, Tampa. Hello, Detroit. Krista Hegedus and Stephen Marsicano didn't just love the shops, eateries, and cultural history.
What brought you to the Motor City?
People.
The couple bought this duplex for approximately $456,000 in November 2024. The plan, keep the...
I knew that had to be an expensive ass house in a decent neighborhood. Midtown, not an amazing neighborhood, but it's very good compared to a lot of other places in Detroit. It's basically downtown, so that explains the crazy price. And you know what's funny? A lot of people from out of state are coming to the Midwest. They're flying here right now with all the taxes and home prices that's going up in other places. They're flying here right now, and Detroit has been down for so long. I think they're trying to recoup, like they're trying to make up for lost time. Because, side note, I own properties. Like I said, one of my properties, the taxes on it doubled in 1 year. Now, the property taxes on that said property wasn't like $1 million. It wasn't ridiculous. So the double didn't kill me. But still, even if it go from 2,000 to 4,000 or 5,000 to 10,000, thousands is thousands, bro. Who want to just give away thousands for what? So imagine just this is what I'm saying. Before you purchase a home, do your due diligence. Imagine paying $1,600 a month just in taxes. You know how ridiculous that is? No matter how much you keep the home up, no matter if you pay your mortgage on time, you can still lose your house to a tax foreclosure. You never really own your property. And that's another thing. In my eyes, I feel like they need to abolish, not income taxes, property taxes. It makes no sense. I know we have a progressive tax rate and et cetera, et cetera. I don't care about none of that. To be honest with you, I didn't even know where property taxes were going until I was later on in my years. I knew it went to the government and it went towards government funding and spending, but I didn't know how property taxes were calculated. I thought it went off the price of the home. But it doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. I just found out, well, not just, I found out some years ago, but I found out when I was older where our property taxes actually, what it's used for, like why different taxes be in different groups. Like you go to the suburbs, it's $20,000 a year, but then you go to the hood, it's $3,000 a year. And you're like, how is that a difference? And you assume, oh, it's home value, which it is. But also, that's why in the hood, our school system is horrible. Our roads don't get fixed as much because that's what property taxes are supposed to be for. So if they paying $20,000 a year and we all paying $3,000, we see who's going to have nice roads and smart kids. But in my eyes, we should be able to mitigate that, or at least move some finances around to cover that, and we own our properties free and clear. If I paid my home off, I should not have to pay another bill to keep it. That's stupid. What if I don't even have a kid? What if my kid go to private school? So say for instance, my kid go to private school. Why would I have to pay for public school? Not trying to say forget their kids, but at the same time, forget their kids. That's not my problem. What if I'm old and I don't even use the roads? Which is kind of unlikely. Even if you don't drive, it's like you still need a road. You might need an ambulance, but you get what I'm saying. Why am I paying for stuff that I might not necessarily need? The same way they do a census every year, I feel like they need to start sending off surveys and saying, oh, do you have kids? Do you plan on having any? Do you plan on using public schools and libraries and roads and whatever? People can lie, obviously, but it should be some type of mitigation there. It should be some type of cap. It should be some type of tax difference, something to help make it make sense and make it affordable. The government need to cut some spending. Trump started Dodge. Maybe everybody else need to do it. Because there's no reason we need this much money for roads and public schools, bro. And we can't pull it from nowhere else. We got income taxes, property taxes, sales taxes. We get taxed on tax. I feel like you should own your property outright. That just don't make sense to me, personally. If you don't agree with it, I don't care.
Existing tenant and live next door.
You expected that the property taxes would go up, but to go from $3,500 what the former owner had paid to what you're facing, almost $20,000, what went through your mind?
The first initial part was we're going to lose the house that we just bought.
Local 4 contacted Detroit's Office of the Assessor to see how this tax bill ballooned to nearly $20,000. It pointed to how taxes are uncapped once a property is sold per state law. Later, the taxable value will only rise by the rate of inflation or 5%, whichever is less, every year after the uncapping. Realtors tell me the couple is not alone, citing homeowners face a double whammy in Detroit, a historically high tax rate and overassessment.
But in theory, isn't the assessment based on a formula?
Yeah, it should be. But that formula seems to have gone rogue at some point. My concern is that it's going to stop our...
Listen, I've had a hood homes I owned assessed. It's worth $80,000. How is it worth $80,000 and I don't even have countertops? The basement sewer system is horrible. The roof is pushed in. And they talk about it's worth $80,000. They don't even come look at the homes when they give you an assessment half the time. They look at a computer screen. That shit is flawed as hell. They need to get rid of it. Or at least redo it. Revamp. Everything need to be, the whole city got revamped. Revamp the tax system.
It's gonna impede it. We need to resolve this, or else forget about what's gonna come next. There will be nothing next. It's over. And I think, and I pray that the city recognizes that.
Back home, the couple hoped to be a part of the city's growth, but now their investment feels punitive.
Why do you call it a punishment?
If we didn't buy this place, we wouldn't be dealing with a random $20,000 tax bill.
All right, so we've been working on this story since around Thanksgiving. Some minor developments this morning. The city did do a reassessment recently, and we learned the couple did buy the duplex for about $119,000 less than the former owner. Yet the city explained to me the taxes are not based on the property value, but the actual market value. And because the couple has been living in the unit, they actually have an exemption. So that shaved off about $2,400, but still their bill is more than $17,000 for the foreseeable future. So in other words, they'll be paying more on their taxes than their down payment every year.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Boy, so are there questions that can be asked? Is there a way to prepare for something like this happening or avoid it?
That's great. So if you're a buyer, agent, loan officer, the two critical questions you need to be asking: when was the last time the property was uncapped? And then, is the property currently covered by a homestead exemption? Now, if you're already in the home and you're dealing with a very similar situation, experts say there are a few different types of getting some sort of recourse here. So first, try to work it out informally with your assessor's office. Second, submit an appeal to the March Board of Reviews. And then lastly, escalate to the Michigan Tax Tribunal. But I gotta say, folks really need to take advantage of the first option because the rejection rate at options 2 and 3 much higher than if you try to work it out with your local assessor.
Yeah, and include the realtor in there. This has happened to me where if you go, they can help you with that board of review, get the documents you might need, but a lot of times, sometimes realtors won't let you, they want the sale and they don't let you know that's going to be
that
uncapped.
part. Because the burden of proof falls on the buyer.
Yes.
I was just about to say that. Man, listen. Realtor's job is to sell you a house. That's their only job they have. I'm so tired of people coming at real estate agents like they're supposed to go super above and beyond, and you're supposed to tell me this, and you're supposed to tell me this, and this. Bro, it's not my job to walk you through every aspect of the home buying process as a realtor. That little 3 to 6% they make, there's not really that much because they really don't sell that many houses. Most realtors don't make that much money, in all honesty. They got to ride around multiple clients, answer the phone, keep showing different properties that might or might not sell, especially in Detroit. We are coming up a lot, but they're not selling $1 million homes every day. I know y'all get confused by the glitz and glamour of Instagram, and they make it seem like every real estate agent just got multi-million-dollar houses they flipping back to back and you need to join, but most realtors don't make money. You have to build up a whole network to really make money as a realtor, and it takes decades just like any other career. That's not their job. I don't hear nobody saying that to the loaner. I said the lender. I don't hear anybody saying that to the lender. Why nobody call Quicken Loans and say, why you ain't tell me that you gave me $400,000 that the taxes were gonna go up and it wasn't assessed right and this, that, and the third. Nobody calls them. Nobody on Rocket Mortgage ass. Where's the brokers? All you ever hear about is the real estate agent because that's the closest one to you and they're supposed to be on your side and this, that, and the third. Only thing a real estate agent is supposed to do is help you get the best offer for your property if you're selling it and help you get the best offer if you're offering it to buy it. They want to sell it the highest, buy it the cheapest. And then if they can't buy the cheapest, they try to work some things into the clause where, they might pay this bill or pay for this thing to get fixed or et cetera, et cetera. That's it. That's the only job they really have. Y'all can't keep putting y'all responsibilities on other people. It's 2026, bro. Do your due diligence. The same way we just learned this, we learned it by watching the news. More people should watch it. Read more books. It's a million Instagram gurus about real estate. And most of them do tell you certain things to know about real estate, whether they're scamming or not. They do have some knowledge about it. I've learned a lot from real estate gurus, even the ones that was scamming. Just don't give them your money. It's free game they give you. Or even if you do got to spend a couple dollars, just don't spend a lot. Y'all got to start doing y'all due diligence, bro. We live in a world of information. You can go right on YouTube. You can ask any question to ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT what's the things you should ask before you buy a house. It might give you all the answers. Never done it, but I can just see it working. Start doing y'all due diligence, bro. Stop putting y'all responsibilities on other people. That's not nobody's problem but yours.
Good advice.
It just kind of ruins the experience of being so excited about getting a new home.
You're not kidding.
It's so stressful. All right, Shantae, thanks for shedding a light on that.
And I want to touch on something else, right? Because this is the thing with a lot of baby boomers. And for the people who don't know what baby boomers are, they're basically your grandparents. Shit, basically. Grandparents, maybe a parent, depending on how old you are, but older people. When you get so old, right, the average person, I think the average age people were when they bought homes back in the day was like 25, maybe. I think it was younger than 30. I don't think it was 30. I think it's 30 now. But it was like 25 somewhere, maybe like 25, 28, something like that. But long story short, it wasn't that young or that old. It was like in the middle. The reason why I'm saying the age is the average mortgage for most people is at least 30 years, and that's with no hiccups, right? So say you buy your first house when you're 30, right? 30 years later, you're 60. 35 years, you're 65. You know what that is? Retirement age. A lot of the baby boomers retired, and most of them are losing their homes or selling them and downsizing them. You know why? Because you know what happens to a home after 30 years? Almost everything goes bad. Everything is a 20 to 50 year lifespan, which it rarely makes it to 50. So it's 30, 35, maybe 40, which would be lucky, but usually 30, 35 years, everything goes to shit. But you know what happens after 30 years or 35 years? Your income goes flat because you've retired now. You can't work overtime. The side gig is only the side gig is not helping you get $100,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? All the stuff you had to do and pay for it is increasing because taxes go up every year, right? We just heard him say that taxes go up every year. Inflation goes up every year. So guess what? When your pipe busts, inflated prices, but you're on a fixed income. All you got is your 401k, your pension, your retirement, and hopefully some investments, and that's maybe, and maybe some savings. But imagine your roof go out, right? Your electricity go, well, not electricity, but your electrical go out. Your plumbing needs to be dug up. Your porch needs to be rebuilt. You might need to come out of 50 grand like that. Retirement gone for most people. Most people don't save 50 grand in their life. Let's be honest. And you know what's gonna happen after you pay for all the repairs? Say you got to 50, say you got 100. You get hit with a $20,000 tax bill because that never goes away. That's why most people, this is one of the benefits of owning a home. When you do finally pay it off, even though they say you pay double, sometimes triple, depending on how long it took you to pay it off and your interest rates, et cetera, you don't really notice it. You paid it in small increments over 30 years. You're not really noticing. Granted, you could have took that and invested it into a stock or invested it into some other investments, but guess what? Most people don't know how to do that or don't even take the time to learn. Fuck it. If you're not going to learn how to invest, buy a house. Because when you're 60, 65, that might be your retirement plan. You got a $500,000 house. You pay, say by the time you sell it, it's worth $1 million. Say you paid $1 million. Fuck it, that's like a savings account. Most savings accounts don't really give you that much money and interest anyways. You turn 65, you sell that $1 million house, or you take out a good loan on it, give it to your kids, tell them they got to be responsible for the mortgage, and you go live your life in a retirement home where you can actually keep your money. Or you just go get a smaller home and downsize a little bit of your apartment. You don't need $1 million home when you're 65 for the most part. Why would I pay $20,000 a year in taxes when I can literally spend $20,000 a year on rent and for the next 15 years? Who living to be that old? To be honest with you, you're not thinking about living to 100. The average person not. You probably got another 10, 15 years, and that's being lucky. 10 to 15 after 65 for the average person, especially men. Why would I pay that? I might as well just put some money in my will for my grandkids and offspring and just go live in a little small apartment. That's $1,500 a month with everything included. Might be less than that. That's luxury for old people in Detroit, at least, because it's retirement homes. It's just the old people home, assisted living, et cetera, et cetera. That's the thing. A lot of people don't take that into account when they purchase a home. You're never going to not have a bill at that house. And if anything goes wrong, you're responsible. So just think about that before y'all just run around buying stuff and just following trends because y'all don't want to pay rent. When it's like you're going to pay regardless. Trust me. Unless you live in the hood. Not even saying the hood, but just don't buy more home than you can afford. Don't be house rich and cash poor. Everybody say that now. It's a whole big saying, especially among real estate gurus and people in the real estate field. But in life, just like anything else, you have to really be cost effective and really think your life through. Don't buy stuff you can't afford. Don't buy a home you can't afford. It's just that simple. Think it through. Ask all the questions. Look at how much the interest rates have been going up. I'm not gonna say interest rates, but look at how much the tax rates has been going up. Taxes was 3,500, 20,000. By the time you get it, it might be 30,000. You never know. Just do your due diligence, bro. And hopefully one day we don't have to pay it, cause I hate paying taxes. Everybody be so happy when tax season come. I'll be pulling my hair out. I'm about to come out at 15 grand. It's ridiculous. But on the lighter note, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for giving my videos a chance. Please check out other content on my page. I actually have some good content. I'm getting back into the groove of things. I've been slacking, but hey, we back now. I appreciate everybody, and please leave me comments, engage. I don't care if it's constructive criticism, good or bad. I can take it. I got thick skin, and I'm not a crybaby. Plus, I'm not famous enough to not read my comments, so I'm going to read them. Thank y'all. I'm out.